He's a wonderful physician. He's very compassionate. He's great with the patients. He specializes in pediatrics as well as adults, and he's great with the children and with their parents. He's great to work with here. He's treated many of the employees in our families, and none of us would hesitate to have him do anything for ourselves or our families. And he does a lot in the communities. He works with the schools. He is in a lot of organizations and does a great deal of community services.
He's kind of not only a physician but a best friend. When we first moved here 9 years ago, my husband had an ACL surgery, and I remember it very specifically because after he came home from his surgery, a couple hours later the phone rang, and there was a man on the phone, and he said, "Is Matt there? May I speak to him?" And I said, "Sure, can I ask who's calling, please?" Because we'd just gotten home from surgery. And he says, "Well, this is Dr. Yancey." And so I covered up the phone and went, "Matt, it's the doctor calling." And he's like, "Who? What is it?" The doctor. We weren't used to you have the nurse call you or the facility call you, but the actual doctor was calling us. He's going, "The doctor?" I said, "Yeah, it's the doctor." We were amazed that he would take the time out of his busy day to check on one of many patients that he had to see how he was doing. He's one in a million. He's very different. Because my son has special needs, we have been to a lot of doctors in every fashion, and he has a compassion beyond compare. He shows that by all the extra services he does all around the world. And when you come here, you feel like he cares. I mean, that he really, really cares. And that is huge as a patient or as a parent or as a spouse. I always know that the care is going to be meticulous and that he will always be there because he cares. He really cares.
I'm honored to have an award like this. I feel like there's many people that would deserve an award like this. But my own practice, I try to do the best I can at the highest level of competency that I can. And I think that the main thing for me is to stay abreast with all of the latest and greatest things that are happening in orthopedic surgery, and they're happening very quickly. In terms of contributions in other parts of the world, I feel very fortunate that my present employer, which is Franciscan Medical Group, allows me to continue to work overseas. And that work included first some public health, basic public health work, and subsequently now fairly specialized orthopedic work setting up trauma systems. And the most important part is that make the realization that trauma is a public health issue in developing countries. And so what happens is that people always think about respiratory diseases and HIV and AIDS in developing countries as being major issues, and they are. But third is the care of trauma in terms of disability that people have in other countries, specifically Myanmar and Vietnam and Bhutan, and help them with taking care of the load of traumatic injuries that they encounter.